everyone. Hopefully yesterday you watched the Scrap Hoarders collaboration where we were all making embellishments from our scraps. And if you missed that, I'll put a link below in the description box. But in my video, I made faux enamel dots. But that isn't the only thing I've been making with my scraps lately. I've also been making flowers, and I thought, you know what? I want to share that with you guys so you can see how easy it is to do. So let's head on over to the craft table and get started.
Okay, you just need to get out your scraps and die cut some flowers or punch some flowers, and then I'm going to show you how to make some beautiful flowers, some of them dimensional like this or like this, and some of them a little bit flatter like these right here. And I am also going to show you how to add them to paper clips because they make really great embellishments or for your journals or planners. And I might even use some of these faux enamel dots that we made in yesterday's scrap hoarders video because these would be great for the center of the flowers as well. I use the Tim Holtz Tattered Florals dies to create the flowers that I'm going to show you right now. And you can use whatever flower dies that you have. And what you're going to do is get 3 of them that are the same size. And we are going to make one of the flat flowers first. They're not exactly flat. But what I like to do is go around the edges and kind of pinch them upwards. So kind of, let me get in closer, kind of like this. Only I usually just use my finger to do it with. And I just kind of go all the way around. It's not going to make a really big difference. Like I said, these are more flat, I guess is what I would call them. But we're still going to do some of the same things that we're going to do with the other ones. So put it in the palm of your hand and just use your finger, rub it around a little bit, and just put a little indentation in it, just like that. And we're going to do the same thing with all 3 layers. Okay, so we've got that done, and you're done. I mean, basically, that was it. We're going to glue them together. So we'll just put a little bit of glue. Well, we'll see. There we go. A little bit of glue on the back of that. And then put it at an angle so that they're not exactly over the top of each other. You can kind of see what's underneath. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a little glue right back here. And we are going to place that on the top like so. Okay. And do it so that you can see the next one down. Now, when you do this, you may not be able to see the very last layer very well. I'm going to turn this a little bit. But it's mostly there just to add dimension. But from the side, you can see it. Okay? And basically, you can have that be the end of your flower right there. And you can add something to it. Now, this is the wrong color button, but you can add a button to it. You can add gems to it, whatever you want. But we are going to make one of these flowers and add that to the center of it because I think that's really beautiful. So in order to do that, get another die or another flower punch or whatever. And this is where I lost my little pin that I would do this with. But you can push something around in the center of these just to pop them up a little bit and give them a little dimension. And again, like I said, these are actually the flatter flowers that we're making, but they're not 100% flat. So then you're just going to add a little glue to the back of that and add it to the center. And a little glue to the back of this. And add that to the center. And again, we are going to turn it at a slight angle so that it's not completely covering what's underneath. And I have glue on my thumb. Okay. And that is the center of the flower. And now you can add a gem, a pearl, you know, just like this one. This one has like a little gem in the middle of it. That one there has a little brown pearl in the center of it. So that is the basics of that. I'm going to set that aside. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to decide which one you want on the bottom. And for the other ones, I was tweaking them upward. I know this is going to sound strange, but for these, I actually did it backwards. And honestly, you can do this any way you want to get the petals to go the direction, you know, that you want them to go. But this is what I'm doing. And again, I'm just going to put it in the palm of my hand and just kind of press that down a little bit. We're going to set that one aside. Then you're going to decide which one you want to go in the center. And all we're going to do is you're going to take your scissors here and you're going to come up between two petals. Pick any two petals you want and you're going to cut about to the halfway mark. And then before you try gluing it together, pull it together so that you know exactly what it's going to look like. Because what you're going to do is where you made that split, you're going to bring those two petals together and you are going to glue them together. Okay, now I put the lid on my beacon, but at this moment I am actually still going to be using that. So let me set this aside here and we're going to put a little bit of glue on this back petal. And we're going to bring this over just like that. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like a little cup. And then you're going to go around to all of your petals. And again, you're going to tweak them the direction that you want them to go. So you can tweak them forwards, backwards, or actually just leave them. But I like to just give them a little squeeze just to give them a little. You can even, you know, curve them backwards with your fingers a little bit or a pencil. You know, let's do that on this one. Let's just curve those back a little bit so you can see how to do that. Just kind of roll it over your finger a little bit, just like that. Okay. All right. Now we're going to set this one aside. So we've got that one and this one. Now we are going to go to our top layer. So again, you're going to grab your scissors and you're going to go up between two petals and you are going to cut approximately to the middle and you're going to go right to the other side of that and you are going to cut that petal right out. Okay, you're not going to need that. And again, you are going to fold them together just like this. So one petal over the other and we're going to glue that together. So I'm going to add a little beacon on here. Like I said, I would use beacon to put these all together, but just for time, because as you can tell, they're not flat on the bottom, they're pointed. They're not going to be pointed here in a minute because I'm going to show you what we're going to do. But again, let's go around and let's just bend these backwards a little bit. Not bend, but kind of roll them over your finger or over a pencil just to give them that dimension and a little bit more realistic because most flower petals aren't exactly straight. Okay, so now we've got this done. We're going to come to this one. We don't want it to be pointy on the back, so you can squish it between your fingers or on the table, sorry, but kind of give it a little push to flatten out that point. Just a little push. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. We're just going to give it a little push, flatten it out a little bit, just a little bit, you know. And there we go. Okay, so let me move everything out of the way. We have our three pieces, and we're going to start right here with this one. And I've got my glue gun putting glue all over the place, but we'll just put a little bit of glue right there. Okay, that's a lot of glue. And we're going to take the next piece and put it right there in the center and make sure that again it's rotated enough that the other petals show through. Okay, and you know what? Honestly, I think this hot glue is taking just as long as the beacon for it to set. But here we go again. We are going to put a little dot right in the middle there. Move my glue gun out of the way. And we're going to take our top piece. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so hold on a second while I pull it up here. Okay, there we go. And again, you are rotating so that the petals are alternating so that they're not directly over each other, because if you did that, it just wouldn't look the same. Ugh, glue guns. Okay, so there's your dimensional flower, and this is where you would put your little gem in the middle of it. And let me grab one. Where'd they go? Right here. Shouldn't have put it away. But actually, if you wanted, you could add one of these to the center of it. You know, the little flower you created. Or even, let me see if I have an extra one laying here. I was going to look for a pretty blue one here. I was going to use this for something else. But you can actually add one of those down into the center. And I was going to use that for this to show you something, but you know what? Well, actually, let's just do this one. Okay, and so we'll just take, again, just a little tiny drop of glue, maybe. Come on, glue gun. I'm telling you, I really prefer my beacon. You know what? Let's just grab the beacon. So we'll just put a little drop right down there in the middle. And we'll add this little flower down into there. Just like that. And now we'll just add one of these little pearls to the center of it. Come on, little pearl. Quit sticking to my fingers. And there you have, whoops, a pearl that's rolling down to the center of the flower. What's with that, huh? Having pearl issues. Well, I'll have to fix that pearl here in a minute. But there you have a beautiful dimensional flower. Okay, so we have done a flat one and a dimensional one, and we have a little one, and now I'm going to show you how to do it with a different style flower, because not all flowers are the same. You might have flowers with these type of petals on them, and so we're going to give that a try right now. Okay, now we're going to make some more playful flowers. The other ones were kind of vintage, and these are going to be playful. And this is the dies that I use to make these. But like I said, whatever fun flower dies you have are going to work just fine. And so I'm actually going to start off showing you how to make the flat one with a cute little button in the middle. And it's just like the other one. So basically, for this, I really didn't even mess with the petals, okay? Because we're keeping it flat, but I am still giving it just a little bit of dimension by putting it in the palm of my hand and just pressing down in the center of it. And then we're going to take a button, and I like buttons, so this is a good excuse to use buttons. You know, we're always using, I don't know, different gems, rhinestones, things like that, but I think buttons are absolutely fun. So get it in there. Okay, I got glue all over my fingers. And there's a flower. That quick and easy. I think they're just adorable. Okay, now let's get on to making one dimensional. So we're going to make one like this. See if you could see all the way around the edges there. And the way I did that was basically, actually I'll just do the middle first. So we're going to, I keep going off camera here, sorry. And we're just going to do the same thing in the middle, and then we're just going to go around and just kind of round out those petals, just rounding them out backwards. Like I said, some people use a pencil or something to roll it around. I like to just roll it around my fingers. Okay, so we're just going to do that all the way around. Okay, we have to, we'll just poke it in the middle a little bit more. Okay, take the next layer, and it's exactly like before. So nothing new, same thing we did with the last flowers. We're going to give it a slit between two, and then we are going to bring those petals together just like that. So we put that slit halfway through, and now we're just going to glue it together. So we'll take a little bit of glue here, put it on there, and I like beacons, sorry. I get it on my fingers, I can just roll it off. Okay. See, I could be using the hot glue gun, but I'd just be burning myself, but I'll be using it here in a minute. Okay, so we've done that. And then just like before, we are just going to cut in out to the middle and cut out one petal. So it's just like before, it's just that these are just a little bit different. So there we go. That's what we're going to do. With the different flowers, different petals, you know, you get different results. It also depends on how many petals, because I'll be working with one here that just has, you know, 5 petals on it. And so it's a little bit different, but just as easy. Okay, so just like before, we kind of want to flatten it a little bit between our thumb and our finger, flattening out that back just a little bit. It makes it easier to stick when it's not so pointed. And again, just go around the edges and round out the petals. And how much you round them out is, you know, up to you. But just round them out a little bit. The longer they are, the easier they are really to round out. You just have to do a little bit more. So there you go. With these, see, you can start down a little bit further at the bottom and just round them out. It's so easy. No tools needed, really. Of course, it'd be nice if I waited for that to dry, but that's okay. All right, and now we are ready to put them together. So again, I'm going to use my hot glue gun just to make it go quicker. Okay, and there we have a fun dimensional flower, and it is ready to have a gem put in the middle of it. So just do that really quick here. See if I can grab one out. Actually, could probably use a much bigger gem than what I just grabbed, but it doesn't matter because I was just basically showing you how easy it is to make these flowers with whatever flower dye you have or flower punch you have. You can do this. It is so easy. I can't believe it. Okay, so let's grab these two right here. And we are going to use these to make little flat ones. And basically, you're seeing the same thing over and over. Well, guess what? With these, I'm going to just leave them flat. I'm not even, well, maybe I'll try to round them a little bit. But super easy. Put a little glue here, and then I am going to also use something different. So hold on one second here. Okay. Cute little flower. Just simple. And for the center of this one, I was going to use a button. I even have a little green button all ready to go. And I swear, glue is sticking to me today. Hot glue gun is sticking to me. Beacons is sticking to me. Anyways, cute little flower, right? But you know what I decided I want to do? I am going to use one of the faux enamel dots that we made in yesterday's video. So I'm just going to peel that right off here. And that's what I'm going to stick in the middle of this one. So, oops, Don't go sliding on me just because you're still wet. There we go. Is that cute or what? And then it's really simple. If you want to make it dimensional, you just do it the same way that we did the others. So nothing is different, but don't go running off right now saying, okay, well, I'm done watching this, because you're actually not done watching this, because I'm still going to show you something else that you can do with these. So just hang in there a minute, okay? We have 5, 4, 3, and I just wanted you to see that it can be done if your flowers have less petals. You know, these have a lot of petals. These over here, you know, didn't have quite as many petals as these, and these have very few petals. But I just wanted you to see that the same thing can be done no matter how many petals your flowers have. And I also wanted you to see that you can layer them inside of each other. In fact, we could have layered this, of course the wrong color, but we could have layered this inside of that one. So if you have, you know, different size flowers that you want to layer together, you can do that. Different style flowers. You just have a lot of options. So that's what I wanted you to see. You can use a variety of scraps. You can use a variety of different size flowers, different amount of petals, different glues. You can do this with a hot glue gun. You can do this with your beacon or whatever your favorite glue might be. And so here we go. Even the hot glue takes a while to dry, doesn't it? There's a cute little flower just waiting for a little pearl or something or a gem to go in the middle of it. Okay, so now you have seen all these different flowers. You've seen them with buttons and gems and pearls and all of this, but we're going to do something else. And I'm just going to show you once, and I'm going to show you with this particular one. And let me grab something really quick. I like to use a scrap piece of cardstock to put my paper clip on. And I got these paper clips at the Dollar Tree, a whole package of these different colored ones. It's really awesome. And so I like to slide it on here because if not, I worry that I'm going to get my adhesive on both parts of the paper clip, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to slide it right on here. And I am going to be adding this flower. And you can add it wherever you want. You can add it to the top, to the bottom. It doesn't matter. And so for this one, I think I want to add it right here at the end. And I'm going to take a little bit of my beacon, and it was already coming out of the bottle. And I'm just going to rub it right around there. So add your glue, take your flower, and push it right on there. Make sure that it adheres good. And there you go. And then you can just slide this right off. And there's your paper clip. And then if you want to make sure that it isn't going to stick to itself, then you can just put it right back on there. There we go. And you can let it dry just like that. But you have this cute little paper clip flower that you can add to a card, to a scrapbook, to a mini album, to a journal or planner. These are just absolutely adorable. So there you go.
Oh, and of course you can dress these up with some Nouveau glitter drops or stickles.
So those are 2 easy ways to make beautiful flowers from your scraps, and it is so easy to do. And also don't forget, yesterday's video shows you how to easily make faux enamel dots from your scraps. And if you're looking for more ideas, I will have a link below on how you can make these glazed mosaic tiles from your scraps.
Thank you all for stopping by and crafting with me today. And if you are looking for more ways to use your scraps, you're in luck because next Saturday, us scrap hoarders are getting together again for another collaboration, and we are going to be making tags and bookmarks, and you're not going to want to miss it. So see you then, and happy crafting, everyone. Bye bye.